What is up, guys? Welcome on back to TK's Garage. And, I gotta immediately start the video with I told you so. I told you so. What did you expect? I told you so. Ram releasing the street truck. At least that's what we know, supposedly, that this is dropping on October 8th with Fox suspensions, which I find interesting. But after doing some research, I see that they have some different lowered stuff. So yeah, think TRX, but street truck. And where have you heard that? Oh, that's right. Myself and Butter the Insider and OC Motivator have been talking about this for almost a year, 8 months. Roll the intro. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. So we've been talking about this street truck coming from Ram for at least 8 months, right? Myself, Butter the Insider, OC Motivator have all touched on this at one point or another. I think even Tim Kaniskis hinted at it to Butter in a conversation we were having on the street. This is needed. There's no Rumblebee, right? There's no SRT street truck that can compete with Ford and what Ford has with their single cab supercharged SVT, Ford racing trucks. They don't have it. Even Chevy has something similar, or General Motors has something similar that you can get or build that Ram just doesn't have. That's why this is such a big deal. And it's one of several products that Tim Kaniskis says they're going to drop. This one I think is needed. Now, I already know what I'm going to hear in the comments. What I'm going to hear in the comments is, well, TK, they're going to, it's going to be $100,000. Yeah, it might be $100,000 truck. Who cares? It's about, look, this is not going to be like an everyday truck. This isn't the bare bones truck with the blower on it, with the supercharger that we saw at Roadkill Nights. The big thing at Ram is, and the thing that has me excited, the thing when I said in the video here recently where I said, I'm ready to invest. I'm ready to, tomorrow morning, it's Sunday night. You're seeing this Monday morning. At some point today, when you're seeing this video, I'm investing big into Stellantis. Why? Because I see the indicators. I see the stuff that's causing this to turn around. Maserati in Europe ain't doing shit for Stellantis. I'm sorry. Alfa Romeo, nothing. Sorry, I'm not excited. DS, Lancia, Opel, fuck out of here. I'm not excited about any of that. But I know what the numbers can be with, I hate to even say it, but Peugeot, right? But I know what the numbers can be with Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. And all they had to do was put stuff out there that got people excited and give people products that they want to freaking buy. This wasn't rocket science. This was easy. And they finally got it together. So what I'm hearing is that this street truck will be somewhere between 620 to 680 horsepower. It could be anywhere in that range. The reason why I say that is the people that are like everyday workers that have been around this thing are saying around 620, and execs, above execs like assistants and people that work at, say, board of directors, give you an example, are saying this things will be 650 to 680. So they're saying higher numbers, okay? The only thing that's interesting to me here is like a regular Hellcat engine puts out, what, 707, right? Horsepower. The only thing I can think of is this is a 5.7 liter supercharged street truck. Or maybe it's a 6.4 supercharged street truck. Now you can say you can't do it, the block, the 6.4. Block my ass. That's not an issue with the 6.4 at all. But there is issues with internals and other stuff. Like I get it. You can't just, bolt up and think you're going to hold all, 20 something pounds of boost on a BGE engine. I get what you're saying. I understand that. What I'm saying is, I don't know if it's a Hellcat. Unless it's like detuned, I don't think it's a 6.2. Looking at the numbers of what they're saying this thing could possibly be, unless it's a Hurricane with, God, Jesus Christ, I hope it's not a Hurricane-powered street truck. I really hope it's not. Maybe they make an option for it, but when I hear that number in horsepower, it's got to be a couple of things, right? It's either got to be Hurricane powered, which dead on arrival as far as I'm concerned, that shit's ass, or it's a 5.7 HEMI with a supercharged kit similar to what we saw at Roadkill Nights. Now, I've also heard wild ass accusations coming out of Stellantis and these AI generated article sites posting that the TRX is going to be a hybrid. Nope. No. But could this have the 5.7 liter HEMI engine that we see right now in the Ram with a supercharger on it? A suspension kit, a lowering kit, nice wheels, a nice package from Fox, and a blower? Yeah, I could see it. E-torque, baby. I know people don't want to hear that. I know people don't want it. I get it. I hear you. I already know you're in the comments. No, I already know you're in the comments. No, I know you're in the comments. But hear me out. Maybe it's not bad. Maybe they've tuned that demo, that exception we saw at Roadkill Nights, and that 5.7 e-torque with that blower is pushing out north of 650 horsepower. I got to tell you, just the 5.7 itself, not the e-torque system, but the 5.7 itself and that blower being under warranty, that's a pretty reliable combination. And I think if that is what it is, if it is 5.7, now here's the other thing. All the sources could be blowing smoke up our ass, and it could have a Hellcat engine in it, and it could be putting out 707 horsepower. All I can tell you is what I'm hearing from my sources, and some are saying 620. And now maybe it's a 5.7 with a Hellcat blower on it. That's possible. That is 100% possible. And that could put out the numbers of 650, 670, whatever. And it's not over 707. Okay. And I just find it interesting that this is coming out around the same time that they're going to have to do an announcement for the TRX. If the TRX is dropping Q1, which I said it was, they said it was, of 2026. So we'll have to see. But are you excited for this street truck at all? I know I am. I've been talking about the damn thing for 8 months, or whatever, however long it's been. All right. Oh. And not to be petty, but let's be petty, because now I see all these dick riding websites wanting to write articles about this. But do you remember? I remember watching live streams and videos and all this other shit saying the street truck doesn't exist. This is not a thing. It's never going to happen. I told you so. These guys, these quote unquote insiders, whatever they want to call themselves. Look, man, burned again. That's all I can say. Keep saying that we're wrong. I appreciate it. I love it when these websites come out and tell that myself or Butter the Insider is wrong when we leak information. Because y'all look like dumbasses later. Just saying. There's a reason why we have the credibility in the Mopar community for what we put out. Because we're like 99% right. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Give the video a big thumbs up if you like what I do. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And if you're like me, as always, stay petty, my friends.